Hi Flosstube, good morning. It is Helen D. Today is Tuesday, January 18th. I had to ask the computer that shall not be named what the day was because my phone's upstairs. It is the 18th. It feels like a Monday because we had yesterday off, so it's a Tuesday, Monday. Thank you for everyone who has newly subscribed. I think anytime you post a whip parade, I know a lot of people, myself included, like to watch whip parades. So sometimes you search out new people and you see whip parade and then you might subscribe. So I've gotten some new subscribers. Thank you for joining me. If you are new, briefly, my name is Helen, obviously. I live in Maine. I usually film every 2 weeks. I do have some tutorials. If you go to they're on a playlist, so if you are on my main page, there's playlists and there's one of tutorials. Oh, and I'm on Instagram. I'm eastcoast.crafter on Instagram. Originally, that's what I was going to name this channel, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So you guys got stuck with Helen D, because that's what the YouTube wanted to name it, and that's what it is. Technology is not always my friend. So this video, I have no fully finishes, but I do have a lot of finished things. One whip, and then we're going to talk stitch along. So we will jump in right with the finished objects, the FOs, 2 big ones and a little one. So a couple of these, if you watched my whip parade, you've already seen, but I didn't go into great detail, which I will do more of here. Oh, and I meant to grab the chart. Didn't do that either. It's a day. So this is Winter Wonderland by Blackbird Designs. Unfortunately, right now, this is an out-of-print chart. Hopefully, it will be reprinted at some point. Mine looks completely different from the chart, which is why I meant to grab the chart, but I didn't. So I stitched it on 32 count Vintage Stormy Night Lugana, and the chart has a lot of reds, like the windows and the doors and all that are reds. I preferred it in more wintry colors, which to me is blues. Also, the border in the chart is like 2 different greens, and I just picked one green and did the whole thing. So I made a list of what flosses I used and what I used them for. Like, it wasn't necessarily a symbol to floss conversion, because like this had more greens in it. I used a light green for the border. I used a dark green for all the trees and all that. So on there, I just kind of put like what the floss was and what parts of the stitch I used it for. So I'm going to post that. I did put it on Instagram, but I'm going to put it in the community tab just as a picture, so that if anyone's interested in that conversion, when, fingers crossed, this piece gets re-released, it will be there. And I ironed this one for you today. This is a channel about ironing. Although that part of the channel is now done because that's the only one I ironed. So that one is done. Also done is Prancer. This is one of the Nora Corbett Christmas Couriers is what the series is called. So I'm doing them in order. I've done Dasher, Dancer, Prancer. And I will try and get it so you can see. Covered in beads and treasures. The whole bottom snow area is Krynic. I'm stitching mine on 16 count Haven from Picture This Plus, which I believe is it's no longer being dyed. Some places might still have it. Last year when they were having a lot of problems, supply issues, the particular blue that some of the dyers used is no longer available, and this is one of the colors that Picture This Plus said would no longer be available. So one change on this, the border has 5 stitches of white, and then it called for 5 beads, and then 5 white, 5 beads. My beads were tight, and I could not get them to lay nicely. no matter which way I stitch them. Usually with beads, I just go through the bead one time, like the bottom leg of your cross stitch. If you go through it the other way, if you make a full X under it, they tend to go more up and down. I tried both ways. They still look terrible. So I just used 3 beads. Except right up here in the corners, there were only 4 stitches instead of 5 to get them. So there it is. And even some of these, they're not lying perfectly straight, but they didn't bother me as much. The ones in the border, it was pretty obvious. I do not know how I'm finishing those yet. I may not even get around to fully finishing them until they're all done. So I started them in 2021. This one technically was finished this year, but the majority of the stitching was 2021, which means I got 3 done. There are 9 reindeer and a big sled. So you'll be seeing those for a while, and they may not be fully finished for a while. Originally, I had thought cube finishes. I've also seen them done as frames. Ice Stitcher on, no, is that Ice? No, it's Poppy. Poppy Stitches. Poppy Stitcher. I will link her Instagram below. She has made hers in a bell pull, and it's gorgeous. So who knows what I'll come up with. So I also finished up some Valentine smalls. There's a big old thread on that one. I was working on Love Notes by Brenda Gervais. This was released last year. Sometimes the With Thy Needle charts can be a little hard to find. Stores, some of them Hoffman carries and some of them Hoffman doesn't. So your store may have it, it may not. You can always go to Brenda Gervais' website, which is Country Stitches Online, like spelled out online.com. That's her site where she sells them. My serging, I don't serge, but this one obviously didn't get cut. So I did these 2. This one originally was done with white hearts and 1 red heart, but on my fabric, which is Country French Cafe Mocha, that's the one I can never say, the white didn't show up very well. You can see on this one, I can't even tell which way is right side up. The white doesn't show up great. So this one I left the white in. That one I decided I just used the lighter pink and then a darker pink. Those are 2 Victorian motto colors. Not Victorian, they're color and cotton. That I just liked the variegation in. So I got those 2 done. Originally I was thinking I would also do these 2, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. So this will get tucked away, to be continued. The reason I didn't get to those is because Misty of Luminous Fiber Arts also released a new Valentine chart, and it was so cute. I had to start it right away, and I finished it. Hers is called My Heart Is Yours. This is a PDF that is only available on her website. It's a PDF download on luminousfiberarts.com, which I will link. She finished it, it's just as the heart, but she included an alphabet and the year, so you can personalize it, which I did with our wedding year. Mine is on 16 count arbor from Picture This Plus, and Misty's original design is monochromatic, but I decided to do 2 pinks. So my darker one is English Foxglove by Victorian Motto, but it has a DMC conversion of 3802. And my lighter pink is Red Pear from Weeks. So that's what I did. So that one's super cute. And then I thought I was now done. That one thread is killing me. I thought I was now done with Valentine stuff because I want to get it finished probably this week or next week. Liz at Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch has started the world's cutest Biscornu. I believe it's called Love Notes. It's by Heartstring Samplery, and they have it as a download on the Heartstring Samplery site. So there's a very good chance I may have one more that I probably won't get done in time, but it would be started for next year. Actually, Jen at Two Tall Stitchers, they're going to be hosting another like Biscornu stitch along. So I've never done a Biscornu, so maybe I will jump on that. All right. I have one more. I was just going. And more smalls. The big ones were big, and then these other ones were all small. So when I thought I was finished Valentine's, I thought, okay, moving on to the next holiday, which was St. Patrick's. This is Leggy Leprechaun by Heart and Hand. It's an older chart. I want to say it's 2010. 2010. A little hard to find. I looked around and I couldn't find any more copies of it. I did not call Keepsakes, and I know that they have a lot of Heart and Hand because she's from Ohio, so they might have it, they might be able to get it. Your stores might be able to get it directly from Heart and Hand. There's a whole series of these. There's a swimmer, which I've done, and I've done this one, and I'm trying to find there's a snowman holding a heart, which is really cute. So here's mine. I did change the colors. I just kind of condensed them. It called for like 3 different greens. I picked 2 greens, a light and a dark, an orange, a purple, a gold, right? I just kind of condensed a little bit. So I stitched mine, not ironed, on 27 count Linda. It's either white or antique white. And I wanted him bigger because my plan is to finish him as a stand-up. So flat bottom, kind of curved around the top. So I wanted him a little more substantial. So he's done. I have a lot of finishing to do. So those are my fully finishes, and then the only whip that didn't get finished, my only like active right now whip, is on Mondays and Tuesdays. I am working on a chart called Faraway Times by the Pick Stitch. I wanted to say the Pixels That Made Us. That's the name of the gamer chart that I did last year by Pick Stitch. I don't have my phone, so I can't show you the full thing, but I can show you how far I got. So when I started I had started this last year, and I really just got kind of this clock face outlined. So I did quite a bit. I filled him in. I'm getting there. So this is like a big half clock with like little scenes from a video game all through it. I'm using Pattern Keeper for the first time, which is fantastic, and I'm at 14%. So that's fun to kind of see how far you are. 127 colors. They're all on like, oh my bits get all tangled up. So that one's working along. I figure if I work on it Mondays and Tuesdays, hopefully halfway through the year, I can kind of be done. Last year with the gamer sale, it came out Mondays. I would work on it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday if I wasn't done that week's section. And it was a 6-month sale, so I got it done. I don't know how many stitches were in that one because I didn't have Pattern Keeper at that point, so I can't really compare it, but that's my goal. That fabric is a mystery fabric I got from my sister. I think it's Mystic Stitch. That's all I know. It's a 16 count. That's all I know. Yeah, so that's whips. So this week, today's Tuesday, I'll work on Faraway Times. Faraway Times is Pick Stitch. Justin is the designer. He has a Twitch channel. If you sign up for his Twitch, and I believe I'm not cool enough for Twitch. So there's different levels, level 2 or 3, and I believe level 2 is $10 a month. You can get one of his charts every month. So you kind of, I don't really know if you email each other and let him know you'd like that chart. He actually sent me that chart because when I first found him, he was just showing that particular chart and I loved it. And that's when I found out about the gamer sale. So he sent me that chart when it was finally released last year. That's how I got it. All right, let's talk strawberries. So last video in my whip parade, it was kind of whip parade and a little bit 2022 plans. I don't have a ton of 2022 plans. I tried to I'm winging it. I have a few things in mind that I'd like to get to, Nothing giant right now, no giant projects, because I really have some projects I need to get done. So that's kind of as far as my plans go. But there are definitely berries in my plans. I started stitching berries last year and I just love them. And I love finishing them, and they're quick and they're adorable. So there's more berries. So, oh no, a week and a half ago, I was talking to Carla, maybe 2 weeks ago, Carla at Cobweb Corner, who provides my giveaways, and we're just good friends at this point. And she said, you know what we should do this year is if you have something that you know you're going to be stitching, I can order in extras of the charts and we can offer a discount if people want to stitch along with you. And I said, fantastic. I know I'm stitching the Erica Michaels seasonal berries. So there are 4 sets of berries. These were all released last year. I should have taken them out of their plastic bits. So spring, summertime, autumn, and the newest one just coming out is winter. So these are all sets of 3 berries. Now, I went through the charts to look for over 1 stitching. That is the one thing about the Erica Michaels charts you have to be careful of, is sometimes she has some over 1 stitching, so if you're an Ada stitcher, that's a little difficult. Sometimes you can switch it to backstitch. Sometimes it's a little harder. So, the spring berries, this one right here says hop into spring, and the word into is done over 1, but it's just text. You could probably pretty easily change that to backstitch. There's no over 1 in these. Same thing in summertime. You can kind of see it says good old summertime. I don't think the word time is. Now I gotta check. Sorry, that was loud. That's why I didn't take these out. That one would be a little harder to backstitch. No, the word time is not. So it's good old, and then that's the only part that's over 1. There's these little kind of motifs. If you wanted to leave it off altogether, there's like some different little hearts and stuff you could fill in. Just fill in that section if that's one you're interested in. There was no over 1 in autumn. Good to go. And then the only over 1 in this one, right here on the end of the scarf, are 4 little over 1 stitches, which you could do as back stitches. They'd be adorable as beads. That's it. So you can easily do her berries on Ada. I've done them on Ada. They finish up just the same. You just have to be careful of the over 1. So that's the over 1 situation in these particular sets of berries. So here's what we're doing. Carla has ordered in these charts. She currently has spring and summer available, ready to go. Autumn and winter are on their way. She ordered them right from Linda Stoltz, who is Erica Michaels. So they're on their way. So if you'd like to stitch along with me on these, I don't really have a start date. I'm planning on doing them kind of so they're ready to go when the next season starts. Like I'll be starting spring berries kind of in the winter, so they're ready when I want to decorate for spring. So on Carla's website, she has a coupon code that's just kind of for us. It will be HD Berry, and I will put that below, and that will give you an additional 10% off all 4 of these charts. Carla already has discounts on her charts, so this is an additional 10% off these 4 charts. If she is out of stock, because the ones she has are gone, when you go in to order it, it will say like 0 in stock, and then it will say put me on the wish list. Put yourself, not on the wish list, the waiting list. Put yourself on the waiting list so that she knows, oh, okay, I need to order 12 more of these or 5 more of these. And then when they come in, you get an email saying that it's been restocked. So that way she knows how many to get. And then you can use the coupon code when you check out when they're in stock. She is also ordered, these all use a pin set. Some of them use 2 pin sets, some of them use 1. She's ordered some of the pin sets from Just Another Button Company that can be used for finishing. Those aren't in yet, they're on their way. She did say that sometimes things take a little longer coming right from Just Another Button Company, but that's just keep in mind, you don't need those till you finish anyway. So those are on order. So a huge thank you to Carla for doing that for us. Then I had a couple people ask when I mentioned it in my whip parade, well, where do you get the wool for the toppers? And you know, how do you get that? So I thought about it. I've gotten my wool from different places. There's 3 berries in each of these. They use kind of quite a few different colors of wool. And if you're getting all the called for wool, it's bigger pieces. That would get pretty pricey. So I reached out to Karen at Ruby Mountain Dye Works on Etsy, who I've ordered from before, and she is going to make us some finishing kits. So let me show you kind of what I've gotten from her before. So she has some wool packs. They're this size, which is like 5 by 7. I think it's right around 5 by 7, 5 by 6.5. It's felted wool that she dyes. This is the Christmas pack I happen to get. So I'm working with her on what colors we need, what quantities we need of each one. So they'll be this size, which doesn't look super huge, but I'm gonna put it on there. Here's one that I used to finish something. You can tell I cut my berry top out right there. I cut out some little circles and stuff, and I still have all this left. So if you use it conservatively, you'll have plenty for these berries. So each of the packs that she's making will have 6 pieces of wool, which is enough in all the colors for the berries. She's gonna start with the spring. 2 of these call for the same, so she's gonna get us 2 pieces of those, a purple, a different dark green, there's a brown, and some light robin's egg blue. So that's what she's working on. When we get to the summer ones, they had this one right here with all the different little fun colors on it. What she's gonna do for this one in particular to keep the prices the same is some of those colors will be a half sheet. So she'll take one of these and we'll get a half sheet of one color and a half sheet of another so that there's enough. So the prices for those will be $13, which will include shipping in the US. Karen does ship out of the country, internationally. It depends, the price depends on where you live. So you may have to work with her on that when the time comes. She's just starting, we were talking all last week, so she's just starting to do some dyeing this week. I told her, I have no idea how many people are gonna want these. It could be 5, it could be 20, it could be 100. I don't know. So I have a favor to ask you. If that sounds like something that you're like seriously interested in, if you could leave a comment and just put the word bundle or use the word bundle somewhere so that I can do not a random comment. I can do the search on the word and get the number of people just to give her a basic idea of how many to start with, because I don't want her to dye way more than we need, but I also don't want you guys to have to wait. If she knows she needs 50, she'll start getting that many ready. So put the word bundle so that I can kind of give her a rough head count. And then those won't be ready until probably mid-February is what we're aiming for. Again, you need those at the end when you're finishing. So I'm excited. I'm excited that it's coming together. All right. That's all that. Looking at my list. Giveaways. So last regular video, we had 2 giveaways from Carla at Cobweb Corner. Hello Spring goes to Susan Albo. I commented on your comment. And Oodles of Spring with the gnome goes to Lynn M. So I commented on both of yours before I came downstairs. I have heard from everyone. I'm all up to date. So we're good to go with that. I have 2 more giveaways this week from Carla at Cobweb Corner. She had some big sales at the end of last year, so she has been restocking everything and re-putting it all in. She's been a busy lady trying to get things back online and back up to stock. So I picked 2 more spring charts. This one is super cute. I've never seen it. It's a Jardin Privé. And if you're interested in this one, use the word sheep. It's really cute. That French word is the name. I won't even try. So sheep. And then the second one is cottage garden. Use the word bunny. You have to be 18, so you can legally give me your address. I would appreciate it if you were a subscriber, and go check out Carla's Flosstube as well and show her some love. I will draw these for my next video. All right, so purchases. When Carla sends charts for you, she sends a couple for me. I chose another. She did this whole series last year, and they're so pretty. This is Gathering Acorns. And this is God Bless America. It's an Erica Michaels. Lori at Mischievous Stitches did this one last year, and it's so pretty, all stitched up. So those are the ones I chose. Got like piles. I've been trying to be good about the shopping because there was a lot of shopping at Christmas. Penny at the Daily Stitcher was starting to carry some coloring cotton flosses, kind of beginning of 2020, right before everything went crazy. So she doesn't have a ton in stock anymore, and I don't think she's been able to get them, but she had a couple colors I didn't have. So I grabbed those from her, and I also picked up In Friendship's Way, which I don't know how many charts are in this, but there's some berries in this. So I wanted to grab that. The berries are smaller. 29 by 45. So they're kind of smallish and very, they're very kind of simple motifs. So they're cute. And then the other thing I had ordered that came in was I got another bag from Christina at Quilting with Nico. I love her bags. Look at those cats. So, winter bags with a handle. So this came in from Christina, and I will link her below as well. That's it. I did sign up this year. I haven't been in any clubs for a long time. Now I'm in 3. I signed up for 3 for this year. I did sign up for, I was able to get in the Coloring Cotton Floss Club. So that's monthly. My first one came in, but because I just kind of started it, I didn't have a giant Coloring Cotton selection, but I really enjoy her floss. So I was organizing everything, and I just put them away. I bagged them up and put them away. I joined the Just Another Button Company Pin Mini Club, which is quarterly, so 4 times a year. And then I also signed up for the Erica Michaels Berry Club through Dying to Stitch. And that, I believe, is 3 times a year. So they're not, I told myself they're not too much. One more thing while I'm here, if I have one. Someone had asked me how I store my floss. So I use the floss away bags. I usually put an abbreviation of who the dyer is, what the color is, and on the Victorian motto in specific, if she gave a DMC conversion, I would put that. So I put an index card in there so that I have my skein on the front, and then when I'm working on something and I have like extra, I put it in the back. So when I go to start, a new floss, I start, is there one already in the back? I pull that out, and if not, then I go to the front. So that's how I do these. And then I have like shoebox totes by Dyer, and I put them in alphabetic. The Victorian motto I put in by color, because those aren't called for, so they're not something I'd be like, oh yeah, I need that English foxgloves or whatever it is. I have to kind of work for those a little. So that is that. 2 weeks. We'll see what I get up to. All right. Thank you guys so much. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but if I am, maybe I'll remember it next time. We'll see. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye.